Hi, I'm Angie Pensick. This is my video about how can I focus on the do's. I love the idea of focusing on the positives, and I'm trying to have a very positive attitude about embracing digital citizenship and fitting it into the classroom. One of the ideas that came up in the podcast I listened to from Kristen Madsen on the School Librarians United with Amy Herman, episode 279, Digital Citizenship in Action. One of the ideas she referenced was from a television show, Schitt's Creek, where one of the Moira Rose talks about folding it in and just fold it in. That's how you do it. And I love that comparison for bringing digital citizenship into the classroom when I am not a STEM teacher or librarian. I'm the English language arts teacher. So I thought that was a perfect way to think about it. I just combine it with what I'm doing and just kind of weave it into what's already being done and reinforce everything. So the first thing that I really want to do I can focus on the do's is I'm going to reread our tech policy before I introduce it to the students this fall, so that I really understand it inside and out and look for things that I can encourage them to be more proactive about. So I definitely want to do that. Also, I teach fifth graders and I love using picture books. I use them all the time, introduce new concepts, build background information just for fun. I think they're wonderful and the kids love them. So that was a great idea. I thought was using a picture book to talk about digital citizenship. So I loved the hashtag Goldilocks. I looked that up on Amazon and then found a few other titles that I thought would be worth adding to my collection. Nerdy Birdie Tweets and If You Give a Mouse an iPhone. One, that they have characters the kids are already familiar with, and then the subject matter they're kind of familiar with, but I thought it was a great idea and way to introduce the topic. So I'm going to plan on combining that read aloud when we talk about our tech policy this fall. So that is that. Number two, as English language arts teacher, I can easily fold in email etiquette. I'm reading another book. Well, I finished it. It's called Just Read It by Jared Amato. Fantastic book. Anyways, if you're a librarian, I bet you would love it. Anyways, it talked about, purposefully, intentionally teaching kids how to write an email. We assume they know how to do things like this and they don't. So I thought, we're going to talk about thank you writing and letter writing. And so why not spend some time with emails? And in fact, he suggested doing like some readers check-ins through email. So I thought that was a great idea. We could talk about how you send a formal email. It's formal communication. It's not a text. So I definitely want to address that. In line with that, I also like the idea of the online discussion boards. Time, always an issue, which is why this is scary for a classroom teacher because we fear we don't have enough time for it. I feel like we never have enough time to have the discussions as robustly as I would like to. But if we could utilize Google Classroom, the classwork question function where kids can respond to a question I post and then they can respond to each other and read each other's ideas, that would be a great way to extend those conversations and hold them more accountable. So within that, we could talk about how to have online discussions and how to be respectful, even if you maybe don't disagree with somebody or think that what they said wasn't right. So I plan on doing that also. I also definitely want to spend time on informational and media literacy. That is something that I didn't do last year. I've only taught fifth grade one year. And I think that's so important, especially now with AI. Oh my gosh, they've got to be able to figure out what's truth. So I will definitely look into the book Fact or Fiction that you provided and then also utilize the Common Sense Media resources. I have loved Common Sense Media for a long time, used it personally as a parent, shared it with my students' parents when we went to watch The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe last year. Told them to check it out if they were unfamiliar with it and, encourage them to look at the Common Sense Media site itself. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to that. But also I wanted to look at that fact or fiction text. And then I also have a book. I cannot remember the name of it. I ordered it over a year ago, so I searched my Amazon history and I could not find it, but it's similar. I'll find it. I'll go be into school tomorrow, so and I'll post it in the comments. But it's similar. It's just about distinguishing what's true and what's not true. So definitely want to do that. Like I said, I want to use the common sense media applications that they have available for free because they're wonderful and they're free. Also, the last thing that I was hoping to do this year, I was hoping to introduce, not maybe every other week or once a month, just reading a nonfiction article, just for practice reading the nonfiction text, in the real world and how we do that. My initial thought was to focus those on articles about the importance of reading or the importance of writing, that sort of thing. But now I'm thinking maybe I could include an article or two about digital citizenship. So, and then we'll take it, we'll read it, we'll analyze it as a piece of text, and then that will lead to various discussions. So, and then finally, I definitely want to share information with my students' parents so that they can learn the things that I'm learning, even though they're younger than me, most of them. So hopefully they have a better handle on it, and maybe they can share ideas with me. So that's my plan.